Today I will speak on Samuel Beckett, and you all know about him. He's a great playwright, and he's acclaimed as one of the greatest of playwrights in English, though he used to write in French. The title of my lecture is Caves of Silence, Rereading of Samuel Beckett. Postmodernism brings to an end concept of absolute truth, an end to philosophy, art, and absolute value system. The primitive requires no legitimization and has no history, no art, no science, no religion, no ego, remorse, guilt, no future, no individuality, but is a multitude of experience. Look at the story of Jesus. What did he find in the desert? Only Satan, which was a reflection of his own ego, his own singleness. The self falls away, but there is no object of the falling away. The onion has no center. This is the great truth, the nothingness of God. There are no another act. There are no another sect of objects in heaven, but nothing, absolute not being, which is bliss. This is also the story of the Buddha and Moses and Muhammad and Krishna. None came out of the experience of God with any magic power, but with compassion and submission. So why bother? It seems it has to be the journey of all finite things to the infinite, whether after many existences or not. This is the rule of the world in which we live, in which we are, and in which we are made of. There is no logical order, no way out. The transcendence of Christ is seen as death, as failure, of fantasy, of myth, not logic. We can only see ourselves seeing in a state of imagination where everything becomes one and nothing. The non-existence of God is the subjective heart of consciousness which is before thought. The theist sees this correctly. External gods are only thought models and so unreal. The Buddha is the end and beginning, Alpha and Omega, male and female, the point of balance, perfection. Sin is the color that makes us individual, the mixture of aggregates of feelings. Only God is perfect. Sin then is the Maya, illusions created by arrangements of things. We wonder why we are where we are in the finiteness of all possibilities. All real religion is meaningless and ineffectual. Religion is not will to power, it's more like a child's game. The history of abstraction in art is an attempt to picture the unrepresentable. God is infinite. God is abstract. The set of abstract things is infinite. Infinity is abstract, the true objects of abstract art. The variety of religions and beliefs is superficial. There is no incomprehensible religion, just as there is no incomprehensible language. Beckett's play, Waiting for Godot, was first performed in Paris in 1953. It is an elusive tragic farce about two tramps forever awaiting the arrival of the mysterious Godot, who will, in some unexplained way, can make everything different, but who never comes, exemplifying as it does the existential absurdity of man's situation. Waiting for Godot remains one of the most remarkable and influential plays of the 20th century. Waiting for Godot is a rigid demonstration of the absurdity of existence. The theme of the play aptly brings out how the man's struggle against the impossible and unchangeable metaphysical solitude. The concept of nothingness and endless wait for Godot has marked a deep impression in our mind. Godot has all the richness and ambiguity of Shakespeare's tragedy King Lear. Yet, at the same time, the knockabout farce of the music hall of a Laurel and Hardy film, and both the comedy and pathos of the classic circus clown. The play has a huge range of possible meanings which depend upon an ostensibly simple and concrete situation presented in the theatre. The setting is a lonely roadside somewhere in the country. There is a tree and a small mound. Two characters, Vladimir and Estragon, who appear to be tramps, who eat raw carrots and sleep in ditches, for example, wait for mysterious Mr. Godot to meet them. Didi and Gogo, struggle to fill this time of waiting by playing games, trying to have conversations, eating, urinating, putting boots on and taking them off, disagreeing, hugging each other. They talk about Bible and Christ, about suicide and death, but always there are silences which come upon them between their often lyrical, verbal games. The hope that Godot will come, the very hope ties them to their immovable situation. Let us go, we can't, why not? We are waiting for Godot, is repeated like a musical refrain in the play as in the stage direction in the next. They do not move. They are visited by the authoritarian and self-indulgent, chicken-eating, pipe-smoking, and the throat-spraying Pozo and his wretched servant, Lucky, who is tied to him by a rope and carries his burdensome bags. They are also visited by a small boy who tells them that Godot will be coming tomorrow. This sequence of events forms the structure of the first half of the play, and the second half follows exactly the same structure. Waiting for Godot can be viewed as an extended metaphor for human existence. The four main characters of the play representing four aspects of one every man, as if the play is a modern morality play. Vladimir and Estragon representing warmth, humor, personal relationship, loyalty, endurance, the capacity to survive, curiosity and fear of what may be outside of human life. Yet for all their tragic situation, Didi and Gogo doggedly persist in their hope. Pozo and Lucky, tied to each other as they are, could represent master and servant, landowner and peasant, capitalist and worker, monarch and subject, a wrathful, authoritarian, unmerciful God, and a meek and burdened mankind. Waiting for Godot is concerned with the hope of salvation through the workings of grace seems clearly established, both from Beckett's own evidence and from the text itself. Does this, however, mean that it is a Christian or even that it is religious play? Vladimir's and Estragon's waiting is explained as signifying their steadfast faith and hope, while Vladimir's kindness to his friend and the two tramps' mutual interdependence are seen as symbols of Christian charity. But these religious interpretations seem to overlook a number of essential features of the play in its constant stress on the uncertainty of the appointment with Godot. Godot's unreliability and irrationality and the repeated demonstration of the futility of hopes pinned on him. Critics have compared Beckett's dead voices to Dante's souls in purgatory. In other words, the allusion to Dante opens up an area of intertextual speculation on the possibility of hope. But what is most important here is the inability to find the right words to describe existence. The leaves may also be ashes, while only the signifiers change the signified is the constant of nothingness, of more precisely of indifferentiation. What Beckett says in his plays is not totally new. However, what he does is his saying radical and provocative. He uses his plays to remind us that there can be no certainty, no definitive knowledge, and that we need to learn to read in a new way. There can be no certainty, no definitive knowledge, and that we need to learn to read in a new way, in a way that gives us a space to bring our contestations as well as our knowledge to our reception of the text. Beckett's drama is powerfully symbolic. Their dramatic effect is extraordinary, focusing fundamental images of the human condition. He says, the very thing we long for is that which never ends, no beginning or end, which sustains our existence, defines the logic with which everything is it is not. The secret of the universe is that it keeps making secrets. The movement of the universe is into diversity and complexity. We are part of the complexity, so the answer to the question of life is to find answers and make questions. Beckett is of the opinion that our minds are a series of performances which we watch. The ideas are illusions. Philosophy of the academy is not a philosophy of reality. Culture is not reality. Logic is not reality. It is function of structuralism, a product and not phenomena. The voice of Beckett is like a mountain with caves of silence. Samuel Beckett transcends us to a different caves of silence where there is no time fixation. So we come down to the end of our topic, and when you read Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. There are a lot of interpretations. A lot of critics have written about Waiting for Godot, but till now, nobody has come to the final reaction about the real meaning of the play. Because when he was asked that, who is Godot? And Beckett replied that I don't know myself. If I had known, I would have written. So in that play, we see that no one comes, no one goes, but there is only silence. Characters are waiting for Godot, and this wait is endless. And this is the beauty of the plays, and this is the beauty of this absurd play, which has become a very, very popular internationally, and for this play, Beckett was awarded. Thank you very much.